we have discussed this before. I am a 34-year-old black woman with not a lot going on except for work and music.
That's really all.
I'm alone. I'm a loner. I rock alone. I get in my thoughts, and then when you get in your thoughts,
Bless you.
and you don't, yeah, bless you. If you get in your thoughts and you don't have a lot of drama in your life, as also a Sagittarius, I crave drama. Like I crave not to have it in my life, but other people's drama. Oh boy.
And that's why you like true crime.
And then yeah, it's other people's drama that I have no affiliation or connection with.
Damn. I mean, I feel that though because I wouldn't say I listen to a lot of true crime, but I look up a lot of like serial killer cases just because the psychology behind it is super interesting.
Yeah, I
It's just
agree.
like, what the fuck are these people thinking? And people actually deep dive into the psyches of these people. It's just very interesting. Obviously, like I wouldn't want to be the person interviewing serial killers. That shit.
I
too
would, but
far.
I would just want to do it one-on-one, no TV, no nothing, maybe behind a wall. They can't see me, but I see them kind of situation. Because I don't want them to have that image of me in their head and then be able to use me as a pawn. Because I've seen a lot of serial killers, things like that, too. Like, they're like, oh, that one girl, Akia, she came to talk to me after I slaughtered like 50 people or something, and she was just curious about my life. Now I'm interested in her. I want to know more about her.
So you just want to stand out.
like I would want that to be honestly it's two ways. I wouldn't want that to be part of my life because I really don't want the worst to happen. And then there's the other option is I kind of want that to happen in my life because it's kind of exciting, even though not logical.
You crave adrenaline.
Yeah, the adrenaline is there for a moment. It's like, yo, wouldn't it be cool for me not to die, but to survive this serial killer that was so obsessed with me, so I can have a story like that to tell. So everybody wants that one Moby Dick story, right? And they're like,
I've never thought about that.
everybody, no, I don't care how modest you say you are. You want a Moby Dick story. So when
Like the one that got away.
the one that got away, the one thing that happened to you that you want people to believe, even though they don't want to believe.
It makes you a hero.
It makes you a hero, and it makes
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and you just want to tell it because so emotionally attached to you. It has that emotion that people can feel that story. Everybody wants a story they can tell that people can feel.
Okay. Fair. Actually, that's a good point. I didn't think the Moby Dick comment was gonna be a serious connection, but okay.
Like yeah,
Elaborate. I'm
yeah, I mean,
interested.
like because everybody knows the story of Moby Dick. You know, well, more is so most so than others. You know, and it's a story that can even if you take little pieces of it, like I did. I say Moby Dick, you know what I'm talking about. You say Noah's Ark, you know what I'm talking about. You say Columbine, you know what I'm talking about. You want
That's a jump.
Yeah, I'm saying, but those like Columbine, and then the girl's like, "Oh, I survived Columbine and all that stuff, and this is what I've been doing, and this and that led up to a life, and no, that's one spot of your life that you want people to focus on, even if it's good or bad." I'm saying.
I don't know. I never had that. Never thought on something like that. I guess. Have you guys?
I did
guys
have a gummy today, so I am feeling myself.
Okay.
So that's probably why I'm really in my my thoughts.
We're feeling talkative. That's okay. You know, I may have taken a couple ripskis before coming down here. So
Oh, you said ripskis?
ripskis.
What do you mean by that, sir?
You take an unidentified object and you put it in another identified object.
Oh.
Why you were better off explaining what you really meant instead.
Oh, okay. Damn. Okay, for all intents and purposes, I went to the corner store and I got Delta 8.
Which is legal. So
Which is legal.
I don't know why. So why did you just say that? Because what I did is legal. What you did is legal.
Okay, fair enough. Some people feel some sort of way about
It's legal.
marijuana, so
That's why people feel some sort of way about.
you have to censor these words.
Yeah, but people feel the same way about serial killing and dating underage and stuff like that too. But it's still a thing that goes on.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, yeah. So what's up with you guys? How you guys feeling? What's up, man? Dre,
Sore.
Carter Boy, in the building. Ignore that first conversation that we were
No.
having. That had nothing to do with what we're about to talk about today.
You definitely are gonna have a go left / sus compilation someday.
Oh yeah, you are. Like
sure.
it just.
I don't know who's gonna make it. It might be me, but I doubt it. But somebody's gonna do it.
It'll probably be a collective project because
At least
we're gonna
give-
be like, oh no, we're gonna have to vote on some situations. Be like, what order do these go in?
Give us like another 15 episodes at least
I
to
don't
gather,
know.
gather content.
The
Get the
whatever
good
10 that
stuff
we
together.
did, we have enough already for season 1.
Man, we got enough for about a good 3 months.
It's okay.
So
You know,
old people, unidentifiable objects.
Old black lady.
Old black ladies, cooking spray.
okay. old black lady wasn't that Zach or
I think that probably was.
it wasn't me?
It was both of y'all.
Yeah.
Was it? Okay,
Yeah,
I think he started
yeah.
it though. I think he started
He
it though.
probably
So
did
I
start.
think
Because you know I like to put him in awkward situations.
it is
I
funny,
like to put everybody in awkward situations,
especially Zach though.
especially Zach though.
But
Oh, you had a thing with veterans.
damn, no, oh yeah, that was last episode. You know,
And,
I don't
and then you brought the Amish when we.
the Amish aren't listening to this. It's okay.
Why aren't they listening to it though?
They might be listening.
They are not up on technology. That's their whole thing.
I mean, no, but I
Bro,
think
they-
only some of them. I don't think all of them
it's
follow
some.
that.
Bro, Amish people will write
you go to Tennessee,
letters
you'll see 'em.
by the candlelight. Like they are not listening to this
They'll
podcast.
smuggle a few.
Yeah.
There's
Nah.
always they had to leaving Amish people on TLC. They left the Amish and they started doing crazy shit, bruh.
Like what?
Got tattoos, and start modeling, getting naked, start having orgies.
You win.
Damn. So I feel like if those people were watching it, they would 100% agree. They'd be like, "Yeah, fuck the Amish people."
Maybe
Don't you think so? Like they would agree. They would agree.
like,
Only further proving my point.
no, I like to say that we are not myself. I'm gonna say just myself. I'm not saying fuck the Amish people. Devin said that shit.
No. Okay,
Thoughts
that's
and words on this podcast were thoughts of Devin only. Everyone else has their own thoughts and opinions.
They do
that
not represent the
exclude.
views
They do not
or
represent
opinions.
all intrusive thoughts win on this show. All intrusive thoughts win. Yo, all right. So what did you guys do today?
Film the music video.
Filmed a music video. Damn, that sounds like a very difficult process. What is that even like? What did your day look like? Because I'm interested.
Woke up around 8.
Got up early. Okay.
Stretched, played keys, read, took shower, brushed teeth, washed face,
Routine. Okay.
got all my equipment together, speaker, gimbal, camera batteries that I charged overnight. Went to location that we need to film at. Filmed for about 4 hours.
What was location?
It was just at a park. That's all. You know, thing is, it's daytime's popular, so people got their kids and their families out, so they're just, walking by the shots, just walking in front of certain things, so you gotta wait.
They don't, no courtesy. No courtesy for our creators of North Carolina. Come on, people.
Until they want art, and they want to spend their money on it.
Right. One day they'll be like, "Oh, let me be in your video, Retro Trend. Let me be in your video." Then you'll be like, "Nah, hold up, get out my shot."
They could have thought he was shooting the TikTok too.
That's true.
Anytime now I see people with a camera, like
Well, mostly I feel like it's a phone. If you see somebody recording with the phone, they're definitely doing.
nah, but
TikToks, like-
TikTok people are taking it to the next level. They taking out cameras. They taking out Mevos. They taking out the big cameras.
If you notice, if you turn cameras to the side, you can frame it as a social media video for a cell phone. That's why you see some of these creators have higher quality videos than others, because they actually use real cameras to film some of these TikToks and these social media reels and content.
Yeah, and then they use because the iPhone actually has a pretty good mic on it, so they just sometimes use the iPhone as their audio source, and they just link the two.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or have like a splitter that'll just record everything straight through as well. So,
Yeah.
How do people find this shit out? Like,
internet.
And man, there's
Internet?
literally YouTube video for everything.
okay.
It's probably one called "Take My TikTok to the Next Level," or "How to Take Your TikTok to the Next Level," or "How to Level Up on Your TikTok."
Professional TikTok.
Yeah, it's you type in those Google words. There's gonna be hundreds and hundreds of articles, probably hundreds of videos.
I definitely see a lot about TikTok, like how this upcoming year is the year you got to start posting, because something like with the algorithm is going to be changing in the future.
I mean, people should have been start posting. To be honest with you, man. Soon as TikTok drops, when you get on it. I mean, obviously you may not understand it, but if you're trying to build a following or at least get some more recognition for what you already do, whatever you do, when new platforms come out, that's not something that's a thing. So when you see something new, obviously some people are not old enough to understand this, but whoever's listening that's old enough to or could pass on to somebody younger doing content, jump on the trend or the new app right now. But then when you see a game Steam, just keep trying to be consistent, have new ways to develop ideas and new ways to create, because that's where you can cultivate a whole new fan base that you never could on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And you can just post on there and then carry them over to your other platforms, or on each account or platform you can have new audiences that you promote certain things to. So
You posting up on TikTok?
for sure, yeah, man. I post kind of. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the stick of the brand is to post, but I just post stuff I'm doing, like artists I'll have in the studio. Sometimes starting to post beats more. Just sometimes funny videos I'll make as well. That's one thing that picks up sometimes, depends on what I'm doing. The funny videos and just the random talking, sometimes motivation stuff. And
How's the interaction like with other creators in your experience so far?
well, the creators just people that are commenting or liking the video.
Well, I guess people who are just commenting, because not everybody who comments is going to be a creator. But
Relatability is what I've seen is people relatability and making people laugh and just having something really dope. That's the main thing. Of course, try to have something really dope, but relatability and making people laugh is what I've had the most engagement with so far.
people like comedy.
So people think you're funny?
What stuff like
No,
that?
no,
Is that a shot?
no,
Oh.
I'm being serious. Do you feel like
I'm fucking.
do you feel like people think you're funny? I mean, do you ever have y'all ever thought about that? Do people actually, when you're doing stuff, do you think people actually think you're blank? Like when I'm making music, do people actually think my shit is good? You never. I'm just saying. Do you actually think people think you're funny, where you want to keep doing funny stuff, or are you just doing funny stuff for the pleasure that you just think is funny, and is it really funny?
Or are they laughing because
You're
they just
funny.
like you?
Yeah.
Like they just know you, so it's like Dre tripping.
You don't have to answer these questions.
No,
How about this?
I'm actually about to answer it because
Okay.
it's a very interesting question. I never think it's gonna catch on like it catches when it catches. So I'm just like, all right, I have a funny idea. Let's do it, see what happens. Then I hear people like, yo, it's not that many at the moment, but it's like, yo, I didn't know you were funny, or yo, this is actually funny.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't like. They're like they see because Dre, you give off a certain kind of
Seriousness.
That's a
Yeah.
stoic, yeah.
yeah, and you're like this guy. He probably can't take a joke, or he doesn't think anything is funny. Like,
I grew up watching comedy. Fun fact. I
like
grew up watching stand-ups, comedy movie shows. I grew up watching that type of stuff.
but like your personality is not like a personality where you just come in
Yeah.
where you're like being me or Devin to a different kind of
Yeah,
spectrum.
I'm not looking to crack jokes all day, but if the opportunity presents itself, then I gotta. If somebody flaming on me, I gotta flame on them. We gonna have to get it popping. So it's just whatever.
Yeah.
I have a theory that everybody, or at least most people, because not everybody, but most people have like a really goofy side to them, and I just feel like it just takes a lot to get that out of most people, because not everybody wants to show that side to everybody. I'm the type of person like I don't give a shit, like
We
for
don't.
the most part, yeah, for the most part, like because at the end of the day, people are gonna assume things anyway, about you, so it's like I don't give a shit, I really don't. So I just think if everybody else can let that out, then the vibe can just be a little bit more fun.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's always. I mean, they'll eventually get there. I mean, 'cause,
Yeah.
but it's just saying, what if Dre didn't have a single funny bone and he was like,
That would be wild, bro.
like
That would
everything
be wild.
you say, that's not fun. One of those, what is,
party poopers.
It's just a real Debbie Downer party pooper. Is actually kind of personality. You know what I'm saying?
Actually,
Like, actually, you told the joke wrong. You know, one of those fucking assholes. Not saying that you are. I'm saying, what if?
I have funny actuallys when I do them, but I know I've had better time controlling. Not saying I lost control or didn't have control, but I know when what I say and how I think will mess up a moment of people having fun, so I just sit back and shut up most of the time.
you
So
like to
you know when to
observe.
shoot your shot, basically. Kind
For sure, because when somebody like me or somebody in general is in certain environments and you see most people's personalities are not like yours, but you're there, you know people that's in this environment, you're actually cool with them, or you maybe not know some of them. Certain things that you normally would say, you're just not gonna say, you're not gonna express because it's gonna throw everything off. You're gonna be the guy or the girl like, oh, this motherfucker, this nigga, this bitch. So you gotta.
And nobody really wants. Imagine being that person. You know how that person fucking feels when they're like,
They probably don't even know, bro.
like that's
No, they
crazy.
probably don't even
They were
know.
probably all that person at one point.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, for sure.
They're like, oh fuck, here comes Akia. She's
For
gonna say
sure.
some fucking dumb shit right now. She's gonna insult somebody. That's why. That's the first thing I did when I saw somebody yesterday for the first time in a while. She's like, hey Kia, I'm like, she got gray hair.
Damn. Immediately roasting them.
Immediately, it was just, first thing I noticed, I just had to get out the way.
Gotta shed those hater tendencies.
It's like she's like, you already fucking started. Like I couldn't help it.
That's crazy.
I don't know where that comes from. Do you go towards people that act like you? Like, would you, if you saw another person that had the same exact kind of stance as you and gives off that same vibe, would you be like, hey, let's be friends? Or would you not want to be that person's friend? Would you want to be your own friend?
To answer that question, no. But people that are close but different, or kind of the opposite for certain things or certain environments, sure. But I'm not the one that's gonna say in general, hey, let's be friends.
I mean, is that how you make friends? I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think making friends just happens. Like,
Yeah, I don't know how to make friends.
I don't,
It just
yeah,
happens.
I'm just realizing I don't know how to make friends. How do you ask somebody to be your friend? Or do you
think
just
you
assume that
ask.
they're your friend after a
Yeah.
while?
unless like there's something that is very obviously wrong between you and another individual, I think you can assume that most people are at least your acquaintance. If you know them in some degree.
Yeah.
Like I'd say
So
at
what
least
ta- what- so
at the
what-
minimal
what
level,
takes
we're
it
all
to the
acquaintances.
next level of being friends, because you know how like coworkers can become friends. At one
Mm-hmm.
point, does it go from coworker to friend?
Is it when you give them give the cell phone number, and then
Yeah, probably.
Like-
give up your privacy, give them their phone number.
like
They
is
can
that, but
bother you.
there's some people that I give my
Damn.
phone number to, like coworkers, and they don't text me unless it's an emergency.
Yeah.
And there's some coworkers that still don't have my phone number, and I've known them for multiple years. Some of them are not even on my Facebook, because it's just like I don't. As soon as you break that wall, that kind of bond,
There's no going back.
yeah,
That first random phone call.
and yeah, that first random phone call, that first Facebook post that you're not expecting.
They
But I think that's also another thing too. Like sometimes I'm hesitant to add people on Facebook if I see them like in real life, because then, do I want to know their social media side? Because I'm like, all of a sudden, like, damn, this bitch posts a lot of TikToks.
And we're just a lot of dumb shit.
A lot of dumb, like, dang, this person goes live all the time. Like, I got people on my Facebook, they go live all the time. I'm about to stop, like, take the unfollow. I'm not gonna defriend them.
You
or
got any
defriend-
friends that tag you in a bunch of stuff?
Yeah. I'm like, bruh, stop, man. It just you realize you don't have to tolerate certain things.
But that's why you keep your circle real small. I feel like close friends, small circle, and then like people you can call just regular friends. I said 10, maybe 15 people, and then acquaintances 20 plus.
I mean, who makes it to the real friends column though? Friend is a very strong word.
It is a very strong word.
You can't just call anybody besides who your closest people a friend, because
That's true.
friends have certain requirements they need to meet to become friend.
meeting your family or like hanging around your family.
No, not even that.
even
No,
that.
not even that. Not even that.
You can being loyal, being stand up.
I mean, and
being
then
them.
yeah, and then I think also comes with the experience kind of thing, like you have with them, like with me and Mike. I known Mike since I pretty much came to North Carolina and went to the school. And while we were in school, we would do projects together, but we'll also go to lunch together sometimes. Then we'd talk music. We'd do outside projects together, and we started doing that. And then I started working for him, and then we still did stuff together outside of work. So I would call him a friend because we had that type of bond. And I didn't. I met his of course, his brother, met his actual family, and took the kids to school.
Oh shit! Okay, so
I did stuff like I've done stuff like that.
So with all things being considered, what we just said, what makes the one person stand out to be your best friend?
I don't think I have a best friend. I think if I have a best friend, my best friend is my sister.
Yeah.
Because she knows that, like, she knows everything, pretty much everything about me. Like, if something drastic does happen, I'm gonna go to her, even though she's my younger sister. Like, she'll be able to calm me down first. Yeah.
I think someone who's your best friend has to be somebody who you can tell absolutely anything to.
You should tell nobody.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would tell my sister absolutely everything. She knows the thing that she needs to know.
Okay.
Because you got parts of your life. Because, like, for example,
yeah, fair.
you got parts of your life that you want to keep like to yourself, or you only reserve it for these type of people. Like stuff like this, like the studio stuff. I can't do a lot of talking like this with my sister because she's not in the same profession. So you have the professionalism life, that's a separate thing. Then I have my not studio life. Then I have my internet life. Then I have the family life. They're all different kind of parts of the pie.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I guess when I was saying, like, you can tell anything, too, I guess I don't mean something like when I was 5. No, I feel like you can't tell your best friend stuff that you did when you were 5. Like, I peed my pants when I was in class.
What were you doing at 5?
Yeah.
And look, though, what happens when your best friend isn't your best friend anymore? They had the clip. They had the clip locked and loaded.
Okay, but then at what point how much are you keeping from the people who are close to you in your life?
As much as you need.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, like, you personally. Like, how much are you withholding to people who you call your best friend?
How can you really measure that, though?
Because, I mean, like...
what makes you the best friend?
Yeah.
I guess, like, that's why this discussion is a good discussion.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, what makes that one different than the rest of them?
It's a vibe, bro.
Yeah, but
I mean, like, I feel like it has
a different bond than everybody else.
Yeah, and it's like it's gonna be different because especially if it's like woman, man, woman. It is a different kind of vibe because I've seen two
Men and women can't be friends to a degree.
Can or can't?
To a degree, except for certain situations. I don't believe that's.
I got multiple men friends, like really like good men friends.
Okay. Yeah, and I would have to disagree with that
Exception is not the rule.
But are you? Because this is going back to the sexual thing that I don't know if we talked about at the beginning of this thing or not.
We didn't.
Okay, so this is what we talked about off screen. That about 70% of your interaction, your first attraction to people, is if you want to sleep with them, or kiss them, or touch them, or have feelings towards them.
Go out with them.
Like, what's that first day? It's gonna be something sexually most of the time that tingles parts of your body.
Fair. I think that's just like natural. I think humans are like most humans act on like a biological need type thing where it's like, I need different mates, or I need to spread my seed. I think that's just like at least how guys think.
I mean, yeah, but also you see that one person for the first time, you're like, that motherfucker's gonna kill me. Like, he look like he would kill me.
Oh shit.
He looks like there's some people that almost look too perfect. And like, yo, he hides bodies. I know he hides bodies. He's the next Ted Bundy.
Shouts all the Joes of the world.
Joe's like, yo, he looks harmless. He looks adorable, but they fucking killing people.
I really hope I have never come across one of those people in my life.
Do you ever wonder?
I do. I absolutely do. I think I have, for sure, but I mean...
We all probably have. We just,
Fingers crossed.
It's like, because there's a lot of people in the world, and walking around doing normal things in the light. But when the sun goes down, you don't know what they doing.
The freaks come out at night.
Exactly.
The freaks come out at night.
It just like, I wonder. I'm like, I'll say this. I wonder if Dre ever killed anybody.
Oh.
You're like, he's too quiet. I'm like,
we're gonna say this right now. I have not.
he could just be saying that.
Have not.
Like,
I have not. I do not have a body under my records.
but right now, like, I believe you. But right now, I believe that you have not killed somebody or murdered anybody or something like that, or held anybody captive or kidnapped them, because I feel like you either manipulated me to see you as
Too much true crime. Too much true crime.
As honestly like a teddy bear. He just a cool cat.
So let's just watch true crime 2 to 3 times a week.
I listen to the podcast,
30
watch
minutes
it.
maximum.
No, I can't help it.
It's ingrained in her psyche. Now,
It's too
far
late.
Gone. She's so far gone.
I'm
man.
so far gone. Or I really genuinely think he hasn't killed anybody. But if I watch the news one day or see a little article on Facebook and sees Drake's face on there saying body's found under the house, I'll be like, well, my first gut instinct was right, because I said, hey, you know what? He probably was coming to kill me the time that he came to the studio twice.
No,
But he changed his mind last second.
Yeah, because he saw something in me for some reason, and I finally get my own interview as a talking head and be like, I knew Dre. Something told me at the beginning that I should be afraid, but he truly manipulated me.
No.
He used me for production tips.
Nope. We're not doing this. Nope. We're not letting this get nowhere farther where it needs to be. We're going to cut this off right now. Listen, I am not a murderer. I live my life how I'm supposed to live it in the best of my ability, try and grow and get better every day. That's what I do.
Yo,
I make videos, music.
my man took the Will Smith route. He said, I'm a healthy individual.
This is gonna be the video they use when they do that.
So when was the last time you murdered somebody?
I've never murdered anybody ever in life. We're not doing
Trey
it.
said, I'm never getting on this damn show again. Fuck everybody in this room, bruh.
This is where the trigger is. I be his first victim. Y'all remember me? He's like, she's on to me, guys.
Oh man. Well, I would agree with what you said. If I saw it on Facebook or the news. I'll just play.
No, you're not. You said it.
Okay. You know,
You're playing if you don't say it. You said it.
You said it.
maybe a tinge. No.
All jokes have truth to them. You said it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's wisdom right there.
Yeah, and I'm manipulating him to think that about you now. So now when they both see you on Facebook saying you killed by, they be like, damn, he was right.
Maybe she's the murderer. Let's flip
Maybe.
it. Let's flip this. Maybe she's pointing the finger at us, hoping that.
Deflection.
Yeah, exactly.
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 I'm perfect at that.
You're studying all these cases so you can see how to do it perfectly.
Exactly.
We gotta watch out for her. All
Yeah,
right?
with my bad knees,
Yeah,
I
watch
can't
out
even
for her.
open up a water bottle without hurting my hands. Like, and I don't have the patience.
You got arthritis.
Almost.
Arthritis.
At least it's not diabetes.
Diabetes. Oh shit, man. There's a good quote about the diabetes, but I will refrain. It's from a show, by the way. But I've already started beef with too many communities.
Might as well just add to the plate, man.
Nah, man, I need to let this bubble and just see if I get any messages in the coming weeks. Because once it's a few weeks behind, then I know, I'm good. No one's gonna revisit that. Like, even if a video down the line blows up, it's very unlikely that people are gonna go to the beginning videos.
What? They do that all the time.
That's how it happens.
That's how it happens.
It's with TV, with anything. You watch the latest, and you go back let me.
Maybe I'm just being hopeful.
Yeah, I mean, do you
Once
really
you
want
say
that to
it's on
happen though?
wax.
Do you want it to blow up to where they know your name and they want to go back and start drama with you?
Nah, man.
Would that get you off?
Oh hell no! See, I am not. See, no, don't try and say that I'm a serial killer now. No. Oh no, I am not turned on by killer activities. All
I
right.
never said killer activities. I said about the population, like the popularity. Do you want to be popular?
Oh, not really. If honestly, like,
Your
ideally,
actions tell a different story.
ideally, I would like to be. I would like to be more of like a North Carolina type. You know, like known around North Carolina, local. I would not like to be on the scale of like being a known like nationwide.
You wouldn't want to.
That's a lot.
So you don't think you have influence or powers?
I mean, everybody has the ability to, you know.
But like that, to be that person when people you walk down the street and they're like, "Can I take a selfie with you real quick?" When you start getting those requests, and then they're like, "Oh my God, Devin,
No.
you're so cute."
Why do you think I chose to be or want to be a sound engineer? I want to be behind the scenes. I don't want to be in front. But hey, here we are. Okay. Hopefully this, like I said, hopefully this only blows up locally, and ideally, that's what I would like to happen.
Don't curse you. Don't curse your blessings, man.
Yeah, man.
Okay, fair enough. But I'm saying I would not like to be known nationwide. I promise. I promise on that one. But if I could go around to like say go to Wilmington, and
they're like, "Oh my God, Devin, you're so cute. Can I get your number?
No,
You married?"
around the music community, I want to be like, oh, that's Dev Cooks right there. Bro, let me get a picture. Bam, take a
Ain't gonna make any
selfie.
money for you though.
Yeah, they ain't gonna make any money for you. You want people like, "Oh my God,
No, I would be like,
I've heard your song and I think
Buy
you're
my
so
NFT.
good.
Buy my NFT.
Oh my God, you're so good at their NFTs."
Yeah, I'm sure that there will be ways.
Because there's different.
There will be ways.
I mean, do you want fans, man?
Do I? I don't really give a shit. Is that bad? Is that a bad thing? Like, I just don't care enough to actually have that active thought. Like, I don't care to have fans. I would like to have wealth, but fame.
It comes from fans, though. A fan of your work. It's probably a client.
I mean, because think about you going to where you work at, and everybody's like, "Dad, there's Dad, he's a man."
Yeah, I would like that. I would like that. In the place that I work.
Building.
Exactly. In the place that I work, that would be cool. But if I go out to a restaurant, I don't want a bunch of people to be like, yo, let me get a picture. Like, fuck that.
Territory, man.
If I'm a sound engineer, how many sound engineers do you know by name? Off the top of your head.
Does Mike Dean count as a sound engineer or is he a producer?
He's more of a producer.
Okay.
Okay, so there's not too many that you can name off the top of your head that aren't like huge, names in music that work closely with Kanye West or, I don't know.
Well, that's a different kind of thing too, because that depends on how you group things. Because I don't just group myself as a sound engineer. I group myself as more of a music producer.
Okay.
So I would name producers, but like hardcore mixing engineers, I mean, I know some, but always try to put with certain ones. Always try to say, I need to be better than him anyway. It's always a competition with me with certain areas.
You gotta compete. That's how you get better.
Yeah. So it's more competition wise. If I don't know your name, there's some people I just feel like you don't need to know them because maybe unless they did something that does literally change the game.
Well, I mean, there's like, I'm thinking of, there's this guy off of 808 Mafia. I think his name is Max Lord or like something like that. I only know him because he worked with Juice WRLD. He worked very closely with him as a sound engineer.
Because you're a fan of Juice WRLD.
Kind of. It was more because of the Producer Grind podcast. And that's how I heard of him. And I was like, damn, I didn't even know that was really a position where it's like a sound engineer just travels with one artist, like just to mix their shit.
They know that sound the best, so that's why they want and need them there. Because they can't just have any sound engineer mixing and recording their vocals. They're gonna mess it up because they have a routine in the sound they want for every record. Obviously, it's gonna be differences and changes because of the way it's recorded and what the mood's gonna be. But that engineer knows, and the artist vibes with the best. They want to stick with them. because they helped build their sound or they took their sound to the next level and they don't want to go back to what was before.
And plus, I think also too, they're also in the studio with them, and they'll be the first one to say, "Hey, yo, do that again. You need to say it clearer." Because I mean, sometimes I'm guilty of it. Sometimes, if I'm not in the moment of the session because I'm just not feeling what they say, sometimes I lose track of things and I forget to say, "Hey, do that again." Or I'm like, or after I really like start processing what they're doing, like, "Oh man, I think you really should have done that again after hearing it because I don't hear it, first pass." So they'll be the first person, the person that's traveling with them that knows their voice, knows their style, is going to call them out on their bullshit if they're not doing their job right. Because their job now depends on making sure they, stay making money so they can still work.
But see, like that's the perfect position to me because you get to work closely with a big artist. You still get to get paid, but you don't have to be like in front of the cameras. You don't have to be the one.
What kind of artists you think about working with though? Because different type of artists require different type of responsibilities and different type of crowds they're going to be at and around in the studio, outside the studio, etc., etc. What artists do you want to collab and produce and engineer for?
I mean, do you mean like somebody that's only performing for like?
Not just in general. What kind of artists do you want to engineer and produce for?
Yeah, but then also that comes with if you're going to be their close, like, personal engineer / producer or whatever, what kind of energy would you want them to always have?
Probably.
What would make it, would you be like, nah, I'm not going to deal with that?
Well, pulling off of past experiences I've had with one person, I have in mind. Every time we worked together, I felt like we had some sort of unified vision. I mean, the mindset had to be right. Like, we would wake up, we would smoke, we'd talk, like, actually exactly like this, just to get the brain flowing, go up to the studio, play music that we enjoyed, and then we would play our music so we could get, more into that mood. And then that would usually produce, like, the best results. So I guess it's like somebody that I could be a friend with, but also work with professionally and make money with. Like, that would be fucking dope. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Like, wouldn't that be dope, though? Imagine, like, making music with one of your best friends, or even just a good friend. Somebody that you used to know as a kid, and now you just linked up because you guys make music.
Yeah. That'd be one of those situations I'd be scared to get. Like, it sounds like the perfect friendship, but I'm always like, what if it goes bad?
Yeah.
What if I, like, all of a sudden, there's always that money aspect in there. Now we're going out, making music, we're going together, we're traveling to all these studios together. They get killed. I'm out of a job. I'm out of my truly only real reference to be another artist producer. That's going to make me money again.
Well, hopefully.
And then I lost a friend.
Yeah, true. I mean,
Or-
hopefully they don't die. Maybe.
Yeah. Or, even worse, they find somebody better than me.
Oh. Well,
Like,
valid concern. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
now there's this one person that's all of a sudden, it's like, oh, doing this new, and they're like, oh, yeah, this can be your new sound. And my fucking sound doesn't work anymore. Or we beef.
Okay.
And now they
yeah,
hate me and they blackball me for every other person.
Beef is probably the most likely scenario in at least the music industry. And yeah, that one would be tough. You just gotta learn how to communicate at that point. Especially when it's about money, I feel like you gotta know how to talk to people. Just be like, look, we're making, I don't know, $100,000 a year or something. Like, or say even $100,000 in 5 concerts or something. It's like, let's split that up 50-50 or whatever. Obviously 50-50 is not always going to work out because they're going to feel like they did
50
more.
50 for who?
Yeah.
I mean, the artist.
Like, when
Like
you have that...
you was who? You was who?
Me as in the sound engineer slash.
Oh, you're
producer.
not getting that split, buddy. That's not how that works.
10%, 8.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's what you getting for real.
Oh, 8.
And that's
You-
if you're
that's-
that's if you're the front of the house engineer too.
And that's possible, yeah. You're not getting you.
'Cause
you
you-
getting show splits, my guy. All right.
You'll be at the shows. You're not getting no show money
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
unless you maybe the DJ.
You're a traveling engineer, sir. You're gonna be the traveling engineer. Whenever he records, that's when you make money, and that's not
Exactly.
every time he records. That's gonna be probably quarterly because if the artist is signed to somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
Damn.
To cover your travel, your food, and I guess.
Yeah, you living pretty much technically for free.
Yeah.
But you not getting paid until the project gets done or the budget comes back or the contract is read up or whatever.
Damn, that makes sense. Though.
yeah. So that part happens, and they're still your friend though.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to fight for you to get more money, even though you would think they would because they're your friend, right? So you're supposed to always get something.
Because if you
you-
get more money, he gets less.
Yep.
And does he? Are they really at the end of the day going to feel like we're equal? I mean, he's making all the money. I mean, even
So
though
should-
you're thinking I'm helping him make all the money, but he's really making all the money. That's how he's thinking. But you're like, he won't be nothing without me.
Shit, that's a good point. I can see that as a realistic scenario.
So I guess they go back to your who more important, the producer.
That's what I was trying to say, man.
It depends on how you look at it, man. What's generating the income, and how much what income, or what investment are you putting in on the end product?
Okay, well, so should one, I guess, on that point, should you not be partnering up or trying to do things with your friends? Because when money's
It
involved,
all depends.
All
How the
depends.
contract works out.
And I say you should only work with the people that energy you match, and that neutrals out. If they're a high energy and you're a low energy person, I never see that going well. Or if you're a high energy producer and they're like a low energy rapper, that shit doesn't work out.
And I'll say only work with your friends when it's free.
Yeah, I agree.
When you start to make money, you get with people who make money. Or if you can, bring your friends along to help them make money. But if they don't have that same drive as you and that same effort they put in that you do and what they're trying to accomplish, then you're going to have to cut them off because of that. And you're going to lose money and a friendship. So you got to pick one.
fuck. So probably not involve friends with business.
Unless it works out that way.
Yeah, is it because this is not set in stone?
Yeah,
Your
okay.
results may vary like Viagra.
Yeah, okay.
Like, but so each situation, who's important? More important, the producer or the artist? If the producer has, I feel like when the producer is more important, if the producer is also the person for that artist that's getting them constantly in the studio, they invested in all the equipment, they invested also in the back end. Because as a producer, to me, you have to do more. Like you have to do to me more. Because
Where's producer getting said money from then?
they already, let's say, like
If they
for me,
don't already have it.
I'm saying they say like,
Okay.
I got you as an artist, Dre, and I'm like, you know what? Damn, we'll make this album. Hold on, I get the computer, I get the first mic, I get everything, I get the programs, I start learning everything. All right, have you been writing? Like, I got one song. Like, are you sure it's gonna work? Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it. First thing comes out, like, oh, you like, oh shit, that's fun. This fun. Let's do the next song. And then you're like, you know what? I don't feel like rapping right now. Like, come on, I need to get you in the studio. Okay, fine. I'll come back to the studio. Now he's back in the studio. I'm glad you got me back in the studio. Then it comes through that kind of relationship like that. Then now, Dre finally, we hit the big time. Now he's performing everything. He's like, oh my God, Dre, I love your song and everything. I love everything you did. I love the way that you recorded it. Oh my God, you sound so perfect. They don't know my name though, but I'm the one who made him sound perfect. Probably did the beat. I probably recorded him, he's like, yeah, I love you too, baby. I love you too. Like, yeah, I'm glad you peeping up my new song. Yo, I just recorded this crazy thing in the studio. Can't wait for you to hear it because it's almost about you. Oh my God, Dre, you're so perfect. Oh my God, I have my babies. Like, then next day you come to me. All right, we need to make a song that's gonna make them want to have my babies. And I got an idea. He comes with the whole idea. I just recorded. I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work like it is. No, trust me, they gonna want to have my babies. All right, I recorded. I'm gonna make you sound just like you usually do. Throws out the song, baby, like have my baby. That single drops, blows the fuck up. The one song that he makes that I didn't believe in him blows the fuck up.
Yeah, that's all.
Makes my he's all of a sudden he made me more money than I've made him. Mm-hmm. Even though I started the whole thing.
Oh, that's a
now. That's who's more important now?
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, on top of this, now he has the #1 song. Everybody's calling him for features. They're not calling me to tell him to go do features. But I'm not his manager. He'd be like, all right, you want me to do a feature? Talk to my manager. I don't talk to his manager. I don't have to talk to his manager. Unless I'm telling him to tell him to get to the fucking studio.
Damn. I never thought about it like that.
So you say artist in the end? I always say 50-50, but I think from my point of view, I thought producers should just got more credit. I just think it's just too, for me, it's too hard to just say artist. It
is too hard in the position that you're in, that what you're doing. Mm. But you can see why people see that perspective, though.
Yeah, it's just like
and what you weigh
like
your
2
fame.
podcasts ago, I was like, when you watch your favorite movie, that film come. A lot of times, you probably don't know who filmed your favorite movie, but you know who the actors are because that's who you see. So it's like, who's more important, the actors or the cameraman?
Yeah, but then you get people like when you get Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson. He's doing all the production. He's doing all the filming. He did all the directing. He did all the writing. Mm. And then he hires Samuel L. Jackson, Sir Ian McKellen, Britney Spears, and Beyonce. Mm. But it's Peter Jackson's film, and it's his best film because he actually made Beyonce actually act good. Yeah. Who's more important? Who has the bigger, technically the bigger fan base? Peter Jackson. Because he has made notorious movies, and they still make, the movie business still makes so much more money than the actual music business, even though they won't be able to survive as much without the music business because of music licensing. Now, if Beyonce did a song for the Peter Jackson movie, and that propelled everybody to go see the movie because Peter Jackson, but you got the nerd community that love Peter Jackson, that will always be Peter Jackson fans, like, we're going to see the movie regardless, even if Beyonce's in it, even though I don't like her. It goes through that way. Yeah. So you can always see, I feel like you can always, what is that? Seesaw it. Whatever you want to call it.
Lots of perspectives.
It's just, I think it's just where you stand.
What was your answer? It was artist, right?
I said artist. Right. The reason I said it is because everyone that has a playable part, but when you have successful artists, it's gonna feed everybody. So, for Drake, for example, when Drake does what he does, he's feeding everyone who's helping him, producers, engineers. 40 had got a lot of money from Drake, and 40 might did some stuff for other people, but 40 is Drake's main engineer, and all the stuff Drake did went through 40.
Damn, I never thought about it like that.
So again, when you say that, then it's 40.
It's 40. He makes Drake sound.
But at the same
arguably,
time,
true indeed. True indeed. But no one knows who 40 is without Drake.
Yeah, it's the exposure portion.
Yeah, but then again, Drake doesn't have a sound without 40. That's why it has
True indeed. Agree. But 40 doesn't get all the recognition without Drake either.
But he doesn't have to get the recognition, but it's about who's important. Who's more important? The person that discovered electricity or the person that help us use electricity?
Yeah. That's why for me, I can't say, even if it's artists, you can't, like, without question artists or without question producers. For me, it has to be like 50-50. Maybe 51-49 if you want to go one way or the other, but it's closer than.
Yeah, because as soon as that artist no longer works with that engineer, oh man, that third album you did, man, it didn't hit like your first two. This has to be your worst fucking album. You go back, fourth album, you go back to your old producer. Yo, you're back on your fucking grind. You did it again, Dre. You got it. This is it. Glad you went back to your original sound.
Fuck. You guys are all bringing up great points.
Now, let's find out who's going to have your babies. The remix.
This is wild.
25-year anniversary edition. That's what I'm saying. I'm with it. Teeter-totter, seesaw, 50-50.
Yeah.
It's
teeter-totter for sure. That's a great point about the exposure part, but I mean, it's true because people do talk about, his sound, like when he made this album, like this is what he was on. I wish he would just make music like this again. And the music
crazy
wouldn't.
Thing about it is, I agree with everything that was said. So
yeah,
that's why
I agree
it is
too.
50-50.
Yeah, I agree. I can see both sides, so I agree. But I think because I don't have no hard that or hard this, that's why it's always a seesaw for me.
That's fair.
So 50-50 it is.
The never-ending conversation.
Never-ending conversation, man.
I feel like it'll always get brought back up.
Well,
because of the teeter-totter effect.
It's because of that, but some people would get on the high horse about, without me, this wouldn't happen. I mean, true, but at the end of the day, without who you collaborate with, it don't happen either. So.
Yeah, then you really want to go hit them. Back to mama, you want to be here.
Yeah.
50-50. Babies are 50-50, like everything. So
for sure.
That's the wisdom.
Chance is always 50-50.
Yeah, that's true. When you flip a coin, well, I mean, that's because it's two sides. But never mind. Disregard that one. Cut that.
When you roll a dice.
Depends on how big the dice is. There's D100s and D4s. Out of D3s, too. So.
D3s, what's that? A three-sided dice?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It just depends on what you have. That depends on the possibility. But since it's only two factors, who's the producer? Who's more important, the producer or the artist? It will always be 50-50. Now, if you said who's more important, the producer, the artist, the label.
Yeah, then it changes everything.
like so, I'm saying.
Shit.
Yeah.
More possibilities you add, the higher or the smaller the chance.
And is that why you get 10% as a producer?
The more options you have, I guess the more equal, I guess it goes. Because even with the label, though, it's
more options, more something gets messed up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I still think it's equal no matter what. Because even when you put the label in there, what's a label without the producer and then the artist? Because how does it even become a label other than what, a LLC or something you file?
It's the money, it's the investment. So who? Yeah. But that's who's more successful then. Who makes it more successful? Because it's like who's more successful, who's the most influential. Who's do you measure success with money? Do you measure success with fans? Do you measure success with the movement?
Yeah.
Do you measure success with the amount of haters?
Yeah.
It depends on what question you're actually asking.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
because technically who's more important doesn't have to be making the most money.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said with the producer artist it was 50-50 because the artist obviously is.
Yeah, but then who is it more important to? Is it more important to the actual just regular ass fan? Mm-hmm. Is it more important to the producer that's listening to the album that knows the story, or is it more important to the artist that's listening to the story?
These are all good points.
So, I mean, this is what happens when you get your own damn opinions. So, we're lucky, we're in a country that you can have different opinions and see other outlooks.
That's true.
Allegedly.
Well, I mean, you get still. Your results may vary. How about I say that?
That's true. R.I.P. Fred Hampton. R.I.P. Fred Hampton. So my comments on the Amish people.
Why are we bringing this back up?
I'm gonna cut that right there. I'm not even gonna let you continue on that.
Because I was gonna say, I actually forgot my point.
No,
I actually forgot my point. Now at this point, I got cut two different directions. I don't even remember, bro.
I ain't gonna let that continue. Sir.
I just don't understand.
So let me ask y'all two questions. Me, engineering / producer wise, what's one thing that you think you're doing too much or too little?
Networking.
Ooh.
Sonically as well.
Sonically, I think compressing and honestly just mixing percussion in general. I'm trying to get better at that. And I would say releasing music. I've been trying to get better about that though. I have.
Yeah, I suck at releasing music. But my biggest problem lately is procrastination. I've been like, I'm like down to the wire, but the thing about it is I like doing that because it gives me that fucking thrill. Because I feel like, even though I probably say this every single time I do it, I'm like, oh, this is my fucking best work. But what happened if I took my time? Then that would have been my best work.
Or maybe your best work is only made out of the pressure of being under, the time constraint.
Yeah, but do I really know if it's my best work? Am I just in that moment? I'm like, this is my fucking best work. But if I took a little bit of time and dwell on it a little longer, I could have that thing. Mm-hmm. But I would never know. Mm-hmm. I already claimed that this is my best work, so now I'm already telling myself to move on.
Fucking never question yourself. Everything is your best work.
Yeah, but right. As soon as I feel like,
yes.
Yeah, and then honestly, my best. I think it's also my best work as soon as they say, okay, the project is done. Here's your money. Mm-hmm. Even though I could have spent another week on it, realistically. But also, it's like, do I move on or do I say, hey, let's keep working on it?
Well, what does everybody else say about your work?
Nah, forget all that. Is it good? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's just
sound like doo doo. If it don't sound like doo doo, drop it. You always gonna want to change something in the long run anyway. So
because then I get to that point where it's like, why are we holding on to this? Mm-hmm. Like a certain individual that just keeps re-recording stuff over and over and over again. And it's like, this is just not working. I don't understand why we would keep doing this because the way that the music business is going now, you don't have that kind of time to just be holding on to shit. Yeah. Like these days, I feel like, why hold on to shit now? Because it's ever changing.
That's true.
And it's like, you if you think about it, if somebody says, damn, your song sounds so 2019, that was only a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if somebody already saying that your stuff that you held on for another 2 years, you dropped it in 2023, and they're like, damn, you held on to this? This sounds like you made it in 2019. That's kind of like a bruise. That's like a punch in the face, right?
That is true. Well, I mean, like, you know what Brockhampton is, right?
Yes.
Right.
Saturation Crew.
Yeah. I follow, like, there's some creators on TikTok who, some of their music does sound kind of Brockhampton-esque. But when I see comments like that, I'm thinking, man, they were just releasing shit like a couple years ago.
And then they stopped.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true.
And then it became underwhelming.
Fair.
After their member got kicked out.
True. We did talk about that.
Yeah.
We did talk about that.
But then there's always, like when you see, example, old Vines, when people put TikToks up and it's like, this is from Vine days. And you're like, oh my God, that's how Vine looked? And Vine wasn't gone that long ago.
Yeah. I mean, we were watching Vines like 10 years ago. We were watching them on our phone 10 years ago, for sure.
Actually,
that's I do too. 6 seconds, man. Perfect.
Yeah, now everything's getting too damn long.
Yeah, like TikTok has 10-minute video limits now.
What?
Yeah.
I just might as well watch a whole TV show. I don't want to do all that.
That happened probably about a week or so ago. Yeah, it went from a minute to 3 to now it's 10.
What? Well, no, I'm about to say something. I'm about to say, what video will I watch for 10 minutes if it's Crude Crime? If I hear about Dre murdering somebody and theories about Dre killing people.
And those people watching those TV shows on TikTok, that's maybe some of those why that reason was. You know, people that just record whole TV shows and whole movies on TikTok and just post them, do screen record or hold them on their phones, just be laughing and stuff in the background. Mm-hmm. That could be who that was for.
I mean, either or. I mean, I'm great with, like, when you go to concerts, saying you went to Billy Joel's concert and he did the new version of the Oliver and Company song or something like that, and you record the whole thing and it's on TikTok now, and that's the most viral video that of him for TikTok. Well, he makes some money. Whoever makes the money, whoever posts it.
I could only see it for maybe people who want to create like mini episodes or like short films or something like that.
Yeah, but those have to be done well.
Yeah, you do actually have to use a real camera for that, like you were talking about.
No, you don't.
No, people have done amazing shit on the iPhone.
You just got to record in daytime in the iPhone and just make it look like nighttime if you want to do it like that. Because iPhone has terrible sensor on it for nighttime, and it's always grainy. It's unbearable grainy. So
yeah,
because that's a very small sensor in that camera. So.
Even that new iPhone, I thought the new iPhone, iPhone 13 was.
The thing about
crispy.
the new one is it's basically portrait mode sideways. That's basically what the new thing is. But from what I heard, that camera on that angle only goes to 4K 30, not 4K 24 frames per second, which every film is made in 24 frames per second. It has dialogue in it, and it's not that much movement. Pretty much it's 24 frames. So you can't even go in the new cinematic mode in the iPhone 13. You can't even go 24. It's in 30. That's a problem.
Well,
Cause it's gonna cause syncing issues when you want to sync music and audio, scratch audio from other sources. That's gonna be a problem.
Ooh.
So until they fix that with the next phone, most likely, or an update, it's to a certain point unusable in that aspect.
well, you heard it here first, folks.
no,
Dre thinks the new
we
iPhone is trending
probably
on
didn't-
display.
They didn't hear it first. It's just another opinion
No,
out of
I'm
the
playing.
hundreds of thousands of opinions and evidence that's already presented.
No, that's
there's nothing brand new.
yeah. No, I'm just playing.
Try to
I'm
throw
never
Dre
really.
under the bus like he does with those bodies.
It's,
No bodies, no.
Would it be wild if a trend started? Dre did it. The real Dre Day.
Still Dre, but STEES.
Yeah. Nigga Dre. Dre never gonna feel it again. Hopefully people don't think you're a serial killer after this. If they do, then wow, I'll be proud of myself.
that's a very convincing.
At least you warned them.
Oh yeah, I did warn him.
I'm not a serial killer. So we don't put that out.
Allegedly.
There. Not allegedly. No.
So
This is
somebody's-
fact. This is fact.
Somebody's gonna make an edit and take out "not," and it's just gonna be that sentence. And you're
Shout
gonna
out to the
say,
internet, man.
"Shout out to the
We
internet."
appreciate y'all.
I don't know who's gonna make that edit. It might be me.
You could. And then you're getting famous off of him being a serial killer.
And then how are we gonna split that though? If I'm gonna- that's-
Who's more important, Devin or Drake?
I'll put it to you this way: if you make that edit, I'm definitely making the sus edit immediately.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. That's
Edit, if you make that edit, I find out you make that edit. The sus
this-
what is going to
If this turns to a content war, this would be amazing. For my-
Uploaded next
like,
morning.
and then I'm just sitting here telling them all the drama. Let me tell you the tea.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know how to edit videos as well as this guy, so you may have to give me like 6 months of training before we're
Since
at that point.
oh, man, we done moved on. Dre no longer relevant.
Yeah, he's already locked up.
No, Dre is not getting locked up. We're not putting that in the universe. Dre is not getting locked up ever. We're not doing that. No.
All right, before we go on manifesting
No.
any more of this, I think that was a good talk. We had a good talk today, fellas and
Kia.
lady.
Quick tip for all my engineers / producers out there: do not overprocess your vocals and your tracks when you record people. It's a problem I've been doing for a while, and I just now realized it. It works. For what I've done, it's been working, but I realized I've been doing a little too much.
A lot too much. I never said anything because I figured that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I've been doing
Overprocessing?
I mean, yeah, man,
Like if you see his template and you look at his template, that shit don't make no sense, bro. hate to be like this one that person, but you know at the same time you gotta learn on your own.
Humility is maturity. So
and mic placement is the most important thing.
Very so fucking important.
Yeah. Certain voices you can't have everyone's voice directly in the microphone. Like this is not gonna.
Yeah, I would never let if like this. It's especially with Dre's voice, it just has so much character in it.
Mm.
So certain voices, man, they just sound good further away.
Interesting. I like how
sometimes you have to shift them up or down depending on higher or lower voices as well.
I like how you actually came through with the tip. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's give a round of applause right here.
Lift that volume up and click the yellow button.
Which one?
Lift that volume up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Click the yellow button.
It's applause.
Oh, that's...
Yes, I can hear it. If you have headphones on, you can hear it too.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you noticed it. I've changed my vocal processing up multiple times. I had to do some resetting on my compressors because they were the parallel compression was hitting a little too hard, so I backed up a little bit on it. And things are sounding. I think it was making my ears fatigue, and so now I heard it, and I'm like, okay, I need to back up a little bit.
Bro, that's how I know I have so much to learn still. Because if you would have asked me how his mixes sounded, I would have said like they sound fucking crispy as fuck, super good.
A little too crispy at times.
But I'm like,
keep it a buck.
But if you're saying it's over processed, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, because so here, and say if you go to a studio that has like wall racks of gear, you don't even have to do all of that, because all you have to do is probably just a few tweaks and then it'll probably be ready to go. To be honest with you, because here we have something that's already doing compression. We have the Antares machine, Mike Myler machine down there that's doing compression and doing some gates and
it has a little bit of shelf EQing,
de-esser as well. So you take that away, it's a whole different sound if you're just going straight into the apogee. But since they have that feeding into the apogee, and you got the mics going through that into the apogee, and then what you're recording, getting that out of, there's already certain things, processing that's going on while you're recording. So when you're mixing, you don't have to do certain things, or at least overdo it. It's like putting a bass on a bass on a bass. You don't want to do all that.
Yeah, right. But also
compressor. You don't.
But it also depends on that voice too. Sometimes sometimes it doesn't do anything just coming out of the rack in there. And even when I hear it, I'm like, dang, I have to make you sound sonically better. I do have to add a little bit more processing. You do sound like just have a filter on your own voice already. There's been people like that sound like they have a spit bubble in their mouth. You know what I'm talking about? So
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's just voices are weird.
We're just learning.
And the performance in the mic makes a difference too. Because they might sound completely different when they're sitting right there, but then when they behind the mic, they sound so fucking rich and crispy. And you're like, fuck, I want to make love to your voice. But you don't say that.
Intrusive thoughts. You gotta let them win sometimes.
Sometimes. But you also don't want to make them uncomfortable. And especially, a lot of the artists that come in here, they are guys. So I don't really picture Dre saying, damn, man, I want to put my dick in your voice.
You had to go there? God damn.
Never say that.
Yo.
That's crazy.
Why you gotta go?
That's crazy.
Damn.
Let's pick on Dre Day. Usually it's Devin, but I think I had to teeter totter it a little bit.
That's crazy.
Thanks for being a guest today, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, but my voice doesn't even sound the same.
Dropping
when I
gems.
record.
Yeah,
it's a little. It gets a little higher and more. When I actually say my words all the way out, it's more direct as well.
Yeah, even hearing it through like the headphones through these mics, it's completely different because of the way he's presented it. When he's behind the mic, it's completely different to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Because when you're making music as an artist wise anyway, it's a whole different element to at least be captivating, unless you want to purposely be monotone like 21 Savage, or if Gangsta or Guru, if you want to do that. But if you're trying to be artist and captivate people, you have to and want to try certain things like inflection, singing, melodies, harmonies, all that cool stuff. You're gonna have to tap into different levels of your octaves or your voice to get some of those things out. And your voice, when you record and you actually find your voice while you record, it's a totally different experience than when you're just talking or being on a podcast.
Yeah, very true. People might not like your talking voice. They like your rapping voice. And they might not like your talking voice.
Or they might like both.
Yeah. It's like, or, you rap just like you talk. I don't even know if that's a good compliment sometimes.
I prefer people talk how they rap. Some people need to just stop talking and just rap how they talk normally. Because when I hear certain rappers on interviews, I'm like, yo, just rap your sentences. I don't want to hear you say words. It sounds really wild what I just said, but I know.
It does sound wild what you said, but I completely
understood
understand.
what you said, though. It took me a second.
It's wild that you said it, but it's very true. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, boo.
It sounded like you said Big Sean, but I don't know if I heard that.
Nah. I don't even know how to say him. I think some people think he should just stop rapping in general, but
I feel that about Meek Mill.
I feel like Big Sean raps how he talks. He's a very
he'll rap like the microphone is here and he's standing over there.
Yeah, but I guess we'll wrap this up. This has been the tip. We don't even say that shit at the beginning, but it is what it is. It's on the YouTube channel, so if you don't literally just take 5 seconds to read the title,
you know what it is.
Who's to blame? Us? Or the person watching the video?
50-50? Is that it? Is that
depends on how you look at it.
Well, thanks for watching, whoever's out there.
And did Dre do it, or did he not?
We'll find out next
You'll
time.
find out next time.
All right, we out.
Deuces.
I got sciatica pain, bro. I can't be sitting that long.